I'm gonna work on this Toro today. Leaves this Toro personal pace, and it has a blade clutch. I've never had one with a blade clutch like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a bath and start going through it. Now I've now given this a bath. The bag is drying off back there with the fan, if you see. Anyway, gave it a bath. I may have to wipe it down again. Got some residue. Maybe of the cleaner I used. Or did I use a cleaner? I don't know. Anyway, I can't remember. Maybe it was on the snapper I used. I also cleaned the snapper since I had all the power washer out. So what I'm gonna, this is one that I got for free. My wife found it on a group that is just people giving stuff away, but you have to live within a certain area where it is being given away from. I haven't been able to get into that group. I probably tried to join the wrong one. There's a north of the city one, and then there's a south of the city one. I probably tried to go to the north of the city one, because I live south of the city. Anyway, this is a Toro recycler, 7.25 gross torque, 190 cc. This is probably one of the last versions of the Quantum engine, because I didn't think they went over 7 horse. Anyway, this has a blade clutch, personal pace, and this looks like it's a blade stop as well. A blade stop on it. I have the bag and the side discharge for it. The family that was giving away, they have a lawn service. They didn't have a big yard, but this was always kept in their garage. So what I'm gonna do is just go through it and see if it how it is now. Oil's good. It's actually a good color too. So I probably won't even have to change that. But probably have to sharpen the blade. But there is no gas in it. And if I recollect correctly, yeah, it's dry. The air filter wasn't bad. So let's see. I need to get out my drill driver. Well, yeah, it's packed. I could shake this out or put a new one in. All that was in this. I shook out. Now it's still good. You can see light through it. So I put gas in this thing and it started leaking out of the carburetor. That tells me that the float isn't seating right. So I promptly did this, trying to get the float to jar loose and seal. Then it stopped leaking. I'm still gonna go look at it though. Just, I don't want to pass this on where it leaks to somebody. So I'll still go look at it. But that's it. I think is all I'm gonna need to do. Maybe do a quick and dirty on the carburetor. I'm gonna go through this carburetor, just because it was leaking, and see what's up. Actually, it's good that opened up the carburetor. There's some varnish there, I see. So let's let's get this thing off. To make it easier, I'm going to remove the plastic cover.
Although you don't have to.
Do you have a mouse nest? I don't think so. it's just grass. Now let's take off the auto choke arm. Don't lose this, just disconnect it. Now we want to disconnect the fuel line here before we take off the carburetor. If I break the spring here, hose clamp, I got more. Nope, I'm good. A little bit of fuel coming out, but that's kind of expected. Sorry. There we go. Now, let's take the carburetor off. And that's 3/8" bolts.
These are probably original. Yeah, no, it's probably never been off. This, so honestly, this is one of the easiest carburetors on a lawnmower ever to work on. So simple.
Now, be careful with the Z-bend. Don't break it. Don't break things. I did that earlier this year. There we go. Here's the carburetor. Let's go take a look inside. Let me get my tray. Okay, let's see what's in this carburetor. Well, there's besides gas. That's coming out now. Hopefully that's gas, not water. Anyway. Okay, let's well, the jet is clear, and let's take a look inside. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm decided to open this up. It's got some, a little bit of sediment and stuff. I'll clean it out. Quick and dirty might be all you needed. But let's see. Yeah, the foot level's fine. So quick and dirty is what she gets. Going through spraying carb spray and all these crevices, air bleeds. See. Oh, take a wire brush, stuff. Got a little bit of varnish there. Now, That's that. Let's get the bowl now. Man, this works best is to use some steel wool in these because it follows the contour of the bowl better. There will be a little bit of stuff left behind. You'll have to rinse it out again, but there you go. Okay, now for the floating needle. Needle looks good. If it was bad, that it'll be malformed or something. Looks like it just needs like a rinse off. Okay, got this all here. Now let's start getting this back together. Now keep in mind my tray is all full of dirty stuff, and I do not want to get dirty stuff on this. So going to basically put all the clean stuff in the bowl, and let's go wipe off this tray with a rag. Okay, that's better. So I won't get jumped back in the carburetor again. Some people use a paper towel or something. That looks good. Okay, let's start putting this back together. First thing, put the needle back on the float. I like to do it like that, and then now granted my hand's got junk on it and I have to rinse this float off before I put it on again. Okay, now we take the this part here, the carburetor, and we hold it like this, and then we gradually, watch the needle go into its place like that. And now we need to put the hinge pin in. There we go. And we have a little bit of a surprise here. See how that's pointed up? That tells me we need a new seat. The seat, you see, is down in, let me see if I can point to it. Down in there, in that crevice, and I'll go get it out and put a new one in. I keep those. These are the seats. Right now, I've got 2 new ones, and this one here, different color one, is one I pulled out of a carburetor. It's probably still good though. So I'm gonna take one of these other ones, and we're gonna put it in. You can just buy these. These are not OEM. These are some aftermarket company, but they work. So we're gonna pull them out, and then we're gonna show you how you put them in. Pull it out the seat. You can either use like a crochet pin, or there's a Tecumseh tool that you can use on a Briggs, and that I think will get it out as well. But I use a drywall screw. Basically, you put it in, twist it to get it to bite into the seat, the rubber seat, and then pull it out. And sometimes it takes a couple times to do it, but there we go. Destroys the seat, but we don't care. We're replacing it. Now we're going to put the other one in, but I got to clean out the area inside there now. Okay, I've got the new seat here. Now this seat has 2 sides. There's a groove side. Let me see if I can. Okay, and the other side doesn't have that. This groove side, let me back out, goes down into the carburetor. Kind of like, well, let me, this is just a pick. You can use a paper clip as well. Just something that it fits on. And kind of like that. Shake it. Except I put it on there too tight. Yeah. Okay, I've got it set in there. Now I need to level it out. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an Allen wrench or hex key or whatever it is and push it down. I need this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. You see? Except I need different one, a different hex key. It's too big. Different one now. You see. We'll know when if it's in the right, if it's in there good when you put the float back on. So just like before, we put the float on, and we put the hinge pin in. Now, you see how flat that is now, level? Before it was like that, and that is no bueno. It used to be, it can't be like that. It has to be like that. The float. What you do is test this, see if it's sealing. You hold it like this, you turn it upside down, and you blow into the inlet with your mouth, just not too hard. You'll hear it. And then you turn it upside down, you hear nothing. That tells you it's sealing. Yes, you can put this back on. So, put it back on. First thing we do is put the linkage on.
There we go. And we put, where did it go? Here. We put the bolts on, to hold it in. Make sure the O-ring is still where it's supposed to be. Yeah. there's an O-ring that's between the carburetor and the block, or the intake. And sometimes it falls out, sometimes it sticks to the block. Most times it sticks to the block, or the intake. Okay. Okay, let's stick the fuel line back on. There we go. Let's look for leaks while we put everything back together. So, we put this, put the weather vane on, and we got to make sure it's free, and it's in here. So, yeah, sometimes you have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it to find its spot.
Not leaking. Auto choke is on, and it's free moving. So let's now put this back on. Now this tells me the way it looks is that someone's been in here before, because there's no gasket here. Or is that, yeah, there is a gasket. It's just that you can't see it. So we just put this in and stick our bolts in. So these are the 5/16 bolts. Start them by hand. You do not want to cross thread these. You'll be messing up the carburetor then, which I've never had happen, but okay, I had the torque setting set, so on the drill, so wouldn't over torque it. So let's put the lid on and see if this thing runs. Actually, I can run it like this. So let's see if it runs. May have to make some carburetor adjustments. Started this thing and it just didn't want to keep running. So let me show you. You hear that? I think we need a governor adjustment. Or this spring over here is not pushed forward enough. Let me get. What I was adjusting was this. This was pushed back that way, which makes it run slower. Huh. Let's see. Might blow it up. This is the dilemma I had. This thing would run for a little bit and it would go put, and then die out. I took the cover off. I thought maybe there was like some mouse nest or debris in here. There was a little bit of grass in there, but not significant. Have bent this here, so it's pretty much factory. This moves, and all of a sudden this thing just started working. So let me show you how you do this. And it's got a blade clutch. I've never had a Toro with a blade clutch. So what you do just so it's basically always on. Let me see something here. Yeah. Put your foot here. On. If I wanted to turn it off, I'd push it here. Let's engage the blade. Self-propel works. Turn it off. Button there. So this works now. The only thing I did was I went through my cup there of spark plugs, and I found one that was new. It's some I don't know what brand it is. It probably came with some sort of rebuild kit for some that came for some Chinese rebuild kit. I don't know, something I got off of Amazon, and it worked. Now that means that this spark plug's probably bad, or it's got a short in it. I've only had like one other spark plug that was bad in the past that caused some running issues. The other times it was the gap in the plug, but the gap in this one's wrong. I also re-gapped the coil just for the heck of it, since I had this off. So now this works now. This is pretty good now. I was pulling my hair out. I also, this I believe is the ground that goes to the button up there. So I also unscrewed that and screwed it, made sure that the connection was good, and screwed it back, bolted it back in. Here we are. This will be the final look. I think I just got this going. What I did to it is I cleaned out the carburetor, rebuilt it, shook out the air filter, sharpened the blade, power washed it. This thing has a blade clutch on it, and it's a personal pace. I couldn't get it to stay running, and ended up being either the coil gap or the spark plug I changed to a new one. I don't know, one of the two or both. So I'm about to give you a final look here. Then I'm gonna go mow my lawn with it. So here we go. I don't need to change the oil, it's pretty clean. So that'll be the final look at this Toro. Let's see the model number. And there's your model number. 20333. Later, tubes.